How soon should we be expecting a move?
I think it could be pretty soon, right? We have to wait till after June 1st in order for them to get the salary cap relief they need. So after close of business today. So theoretically, it could be tonight, tomorrow. I think at some point this week, it's possible Julio Jones could be on the move. Now, it's been a tricky situation to report because you hear a lot of different teams and you hear a lot of different moving parts. They're asking for a first-round pick and for whoever takes him on to take on the whole $15.3 million salary. The odds of them getting both of those things, I think, are slim. So maybe they come down to a second-round pick. Maybe they pick up part of the salary, although I don't think they can do much. And in terms of teams, you hear a lot of teams. The two most consistent I've heard have been the Rams and Patriots, a little bit of Tennessee. And then you hear there are other teams like Seattle, San Francisco that I think kind of feel like they wish they could do it, but in the end, they probably can't get there in terms of what it'll take. So we could have some answers on this pretty soon.
All right, so those are the questions. The answers are forthcoming. Mike Tannenbaum, you've always got answers for me here. If you're the general manager in Atlanta right now, tell me how this is playing out. What are you doing on the phones as you try to figure out how and when you're going to trade Julio Jones?
I'm taking a list of those teams that Dan just gave us, and I'm saying, I need your best offer by the end of the day today, and don't complain tomorrow that you would have done more when I trade him to Team X, because this is going to happen, and it's going to happen fast. And that's the only way I really can create a sense of urgency, and here's why. It's been so public that you simply can't tell another team, if we don't get the offer we like, he's going to come back and be a Falcon. That's off the table. So the best way to create a sense of urgency is I need your final and best offer today and no complaints, because tomorrow you're going to read that Julio Jones is with another team. So whatever you have, give it to us today.
And to be clear, they don't even have enough salary cap space to sign their rookies right now. So they have to do this quickly. So Teddy, you heard the Rams, you heard the Patriots and the other teams. What team out there is Julio Jones away from being a Super Bowl champion?
Well, Green, wherever Julio goes, your offense is instantly better. That was very interesting what Graz was talking about with the Rams, because, I mean, Stafford knows what it's like to throw to big receivers like that when he had Calvin Johnson. I don't know what the Rams can give up in terms of draft picks for Julio Jones, for a team that I don't think has any draft picks, but they've been trading away first-round picks like they're going out of style. I don't think they have another one till 2024, but I tell you, him in that offense, it would be a good, not a good fit, but man, Stafford and Julio Jones, I like that. The New England perspective is unique to me because, I mean, you have Cam Newton, and Cam Newton's basically your quarterback, and he's almost your best running back in terms of the threat that he poses. Do you really put it on Cam Newton to spread it out to Smith, to Henry, to Aguilar, to Jones? I don't know if he's that type of quarterback anymore. So is this a move to where you lean for the future with Mac Jones? I mean, do they see Mac Jones playing sooner than later? That's the thing that makes me think about if Julio's a possibility here. So two interesting perspectives from the Rams to the Patriots, but I believe there's a team that can come out of nowhere and just say, the best you got's a 3, well, I got a 2 for you. So anything can happen with Julio.
I'm interested in that, though. What you just said, I want to make sure I'm clear. If the Patriots make this move, that suggests to you, Teddy, and you know the way they think, that suggests to you they may be thinking of going to Mac Jones sooner than most people expect?
That's my perspective of it, because basically they're not going to tell you what you're thinking, but you can, if they make the move, you've got to think that a quarterback like Mac Jones would be more capable in an offense that has all of these multiple weapons to be able to spread it out. Cam Newton is a quarterback that is limited. You don't know how beat up he will be, and he is used in the running game also. So that's my thought perspective and sort of my process in thinking if they get Julio, what their thought process may be.
That makes sense. And then just to spin it back quickly to the other team that we mentioned prominently there, it would be a very Rams kind of move to make this trade. And if they can get it done, Teddy, if you just perspective that defense and Julio Jones on that offense with that quarterback, do the Rams, in your opinion, become the team to beat in the NFC?
No, not the NFC. Okay, I mean, there's they still have a lot to prove in terms of Stafford and his worth as a quarterback, in my opinion. I mean, this is a guy that's been reckless with the football. I mean, he hasn't had ultimate success in the league. Now you give him everything that he would ever possibly want, a defense and weapons on the offensive side. I'd have to see over the first month of the season how he is making it all develop and progress.
Okay, sit there a minute. We'll have much more in this as we go. Again, 100 days till the kickoff of the NFL season. We'll have much more perspective. But we had a very big night in the NBA last night as the Sixers, as I mentioned, suffered not one, but two losses. It's the game of the night. And let's start right at the beginning with the one that probably means the most. This is in the first quarter. This is Joel Embiid going to the hole. This is Robin Lopez for the challenge. And down goes the big fella. And you can see he is aching. He would not return as you take another look at it there. Appeared to land on the back. They would rule him out with right knee soreness. An MRI coming today. He would finish having played 11 minutes. So that's clearly the storyline coming out of this. Meanwhile, as far as the game is concerned, 4 minutes left in the second. This is Russell Westbrook flipping it up and Daniel Gafford throwing it down. He had 12 points, 4 of 4 from the floor. Then there's Westbrook. Look at him working inside. He doesn't want his season to come to an end. Shot just 3 of 19 from the floor, did Russell. But the Wizards would go to halftime down by 1. Third quarter, another ridiculous incident. A spectator, I'm not going to use the word fan because that seems too flattering. This idiot runs out onto the court. They tackle him, they take him off, and he gets arrested. Then halfway through the fourth quarter, Wizards up by 2. Keep an eye on Gafford again. No Embiid in the paint makes a big difference. He was 4 for 4 from the floor. Sixers hanging around, 3 minutes to go. Down by 2. Seth Curry. Yes, he had 10, tied at 108. Wizards up by 3, under a minute to go. Want to keep their season alive. This is Rui Hachimura. There will be no sweep. Wizards win it 122-114. Series now 3-1 in favor of the Sixers, headed back to Philadelphia. So, as I mentioned, 2 losses for them last night. One of them in the game, and the other, that man, Joel Embiid. It goes without saying, it makes a huge difference. Philly 39-12 when he played this year, 10-11 when he didn't. That 39-12 marked the best record by an individual player this season who played at least 1,000 minutes. And Jay Will is here, the Jay from KJZ on ESPN Radio and his spinning basketball. Okay, so Joel Embiid banged up. How big a deal is this?
I'm not worried about Joel Embiid. It's not a big deal at all. Look, they're up 3-1. They're going to beat the Wizards. They're playing Atlanta potentially in the next round. Atlanta closes out the deal tomorrow night at MSG. They destroyed Atlanta throughout the regular season. They are by far the better defensive team. Philadelphia will have no issues. I'm not worried about them until they get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
It's a cakewalk, basically.
Yes, cakewalk to the Eastern Conference Finals.
So the answer to the question, how big a deal is the Embiid injury,
Zero.
is not a big deal at all. So let's talk about an injury that is a big deal to a different big man, Anthony Davis. That's a significant one. What does LeBron have to do tonight to get the Lakers a win if the big man can't play?
We need to see the reality version of Space Jam 3. Space Jam 3 hasn't even come out yet, right? We're waiting for Space Jam 2. But what did LeBron James do in Space Jam 2? He took Bugs Bunny, he took Marvin the Martian, he took all these characters and he elevated their level of play. Tonight is a massive game for the legacy of LeBron James. You know why? The constant debate we always have, Grinny, does LeBron